What's up, everybody? This is Tsunami 1914, and today we're going to be talking about all that anxiety and all that stress, all that depression that we go through when we're barely beginning to understand what the organization is doing. Man, I remember I used to spend countless days just going, "Oh my gosh, should I just leave the organization? I don't know how to handle things." And sadly, there's people that leave the organization and end up becoming the worst of the worst, not because they're bad people, just because they can't handle the pressure of what it's like leaving that circle that the organization has you in and committed in. Because once you cross that line and leave that organization, leave that little circle that they have designed for you, you get to see and experience how the world really is. Which is why a lot of people that leave the organization fall for drug abuse. They become abusive towards their spouses, alcoholics, and the worst of the worst. Today, I'm going to be laying down some helpful tips for you to just take a deep breath, just relax, just analyze your situation. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to help each other. Man, I remember when how old was I? Like 16? I took some very big decisions, especially becoming a father at a very young age. But I did decide to go that route and do what I had to do. And yes, I went through depression. Yes, I went through a wreck. I was a wreck. I was a freaking wreck, man. I went through all those stages that you're probably going to right now. But let me tell you guys, once you breathe in and just relax, just analyze, think. Just take some time just to meditate. Look at your surroundings. Look at the things, the possibilities that you could accomplish, the things that you could do. You begin to de-stress yourself. That stress seems to mysteriously go away because you know now that you're no longer captive in an organization that promised you so many things. It promised you paradise. It promised you true friends. It promised you things that never came true. Now that you're taking a deep breath and just analyze your current situations, write down what you have and write down what you have to accomplish, things will get better. I've seen people leave the organization and leave it a mess. Why? Because we don't have that extra help. We don't have people encouraging us to keep pushing forward, which is why a lot of people, a lot of brothers and sisters fall victim to this worst case scenario. The world is not horrible, guys. It's not horrible. But being inside that circle, like I said, when we step out, everything's new to us. We're like, what the heck is this? Especially me, being brought up in the organization my whole life. Especially you, if this is all you knew your whole life, or for the majority of your life. The world is new to us. And especially with all those assemblies that they used to have and put fear in us, I understand that anxiety that you might have and that I once had. So the first step is just take a deep breath, guys. Just take a deep breath. Relax. I know we got so much things going on in our head that we just want to be like scream from the top of our lungs and be like, help me, like somebody please help me, like I need somebody to help me, especially when you're figuring out that the organization is the most crookedest thing ever and you go off the rails sometimes. But I want you guys just to take a deep breath. That's the first step. Start getting a piece of paper, labeling what actually worries you. labeling your thoughts and figuring out what your worries are. It's always good to journal write your current state of mind, your current situation, your current life. The most profound people in this world write down their thoughts. Write down what bothers them. Write down what you could do to improve your life situation, bro. That's what I did. Second step, after taking a deep breath and labeling your worries. What is it that worries you? Now let's go on to the next step. And now that you wrote down your stress and what's causing it, what do you do next? The next step you do is don't look through your problem, look at it. Separate reality from a fantasy. You see, as J-Dubs, we were brought up in a fantasy. We were not living in the present moment. We were living somewhere in the future that's a make-believe story. It's called cognitive diffusion, when you separate reality and false. A whole time that we were inside of the organization, it's hard for us to separate reality from false because they combine it together. You see, I was promised paradise by the time I turned 18. I'm freaking 29 now. Imagine if I would still be living in that fantasy world. Imagine. Next step you do. Look into what's causing you problems. Look into what's causing you anxiety. Is it because you're going to lose your family? Is it because you're going to lose your loved ones? Is it because of what? Figure it out. Separate false from truth. What's actually reality? That's what you do in this step. The next step is be mindful of your thoughts, of what you're thinking. You see, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that are pushing, straight out activism, which is 100% fine. But when they spill that negativity, all you get is negativity. We know that the organization is corrupt. We know that this organization is not the truth. Why are you still going to dwindle in the past? Look forward. That's what I did. Look forward. Your mind is a beautiful tool. I recommend a book by Dr. Joseph P. Murphy. It's called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. It really dictates what goes on in your life situation, how the little things impact you in your real life situation. If you want to get rid of this anxiety, this stress, stop looking at things that will get you stressed. Use your mind. Use your thinking. If you're trying to get rid of that, well, get rid of it. Once you're strong and you know how to control your emotions, because I know we all go through waves of emotions. I've freaking been through that crazy, man. We all go through that. But first you got to work on yourself before you could come back and fight the organization. You can't fight the organization when you're broken down. That's not the way that things go. So this step is be mindful of your thoughts. This next one is proceed in the right direction. What does that mean? Whether you still want to be a J-Dub is fine. That's your choice. Whether you want to leave the organization, that's fine. That's your choice. But proceed in the right direction. Getting in the right direction starts by writing down, how I mentioned, your anxieties, your worries, and all that stuff, right? Proceed in the right direction of what you want to be, of what you want to accomplish. And like I said, I'm 100% for activism. But if a Jehovah's Witness or a J-Dub is beginning to wake up, first they got to pick themselves up and put those broken pieces back together. Because when we leave the organization, we get shattered, man. Have you guys ever seen what's it called? Like those in Japan they did them, I believe. When a cup breaks, it breaks and it falls into pieces. Instead of throwing that cup away, what do? They get melted gold and they put the pieces back together. And now the piece is worth more because it got put back together, but now it holds gold. Now it's made out of gold. It has pieces of gold in them. First, we got to heal ourselves, and I promise we'll be stronger. You come back and we could get through this organization. We could become activists and watch this organization go down in pieces. But if you're beginning to wake up, if you're beginning to go through this whole work of emotions that I went through years ago, I don't recommend that. I recommend you guys to take a deep breath, write down, and execute. Proceed into the right direction. Thanks again, guys, for watching this video. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I actually stutter. I have a problem with stuttering, so I'm trying to use this as a tool, to get away all my anxiety. So hopefully you guys understand me in this video. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, and I wish you guys the best. And I'll keep doing my work, and just tell me what you guys want to hear. What type of content like you want to hear. Just let me know, guys. All right. Thank you and have a good one.